Acting with his other children, he pushes back, tells me to give him space,
Mornings were like a crazy thing because some mothers were off to work and some mothers were getting kids ready for school.
What if all you watched on television regarding Kody Brown and Robyn Brown was all a lie? What if the perfect family facade so lovingly packaged for TLC was actually a fabricated illusion, phony smiles, phony school mornings, phony family time? Today, we are peeling back the veil and revealing the reality behind Kody and Robyn's so-called perfect family existence. Spoiler alert, it's not just fake. It's unsettling. Kody's odd morning ritual. Why was Kody brushing Solomon's hair? Isn't Solomon old enough to brush his own hair? The truth is easy, TLC was starving for content. They wanted wholesome morning moments on camera. So Kody, who never lifts a finger in the mornings, suddenly acted Dad of the Year. From brushing Solomon's hair to messing around with waffles in a toaster oven, Kody seemed totally out of his league. He even referred to his kids' school supplies as school equipment and wore glasses like he needed a prop just to make breakfast. None of it was genuine, it was all performance. Even Robyn waking up Ariella wasn't spontaneous. Ariella wasn't irritable because she did not want to go to school, she was upset because there was an enormous camera in front of her face the minute she opened her eyes. Imagine being a child, waking up for school, and immediately being filmed for millions to see. That wasn't family life. That was production content. McKelti and Tony spill the truth. In accordance with McKelti and Tony, a lot of the scenes on the show are totally staged by TLC. Kody does not really prepare his children for school. He does not usually do such family tasks. What we see are seconds created for TV, intended to sell the illusion of an intimate family. But what's worse is what goes on off camera. Because Kody and Robyn's personal convictions are much stranger than anything the show is willing to show. Kody and Robyn's Conspiracies uncovered. One of the most bizarre things McKelti and Tony uncovered is the depth to which Kody and Robyn have sunk into conspiracy theories. Recall that weird moment when Kody cautioned Solomon against having a phone close to his body? He said it might lead to health issues, including testicular cancer. Where on earth does that come from? As it turns out, Kody and Robyn have long held dodgy health beliefs. Christine uncovered in her book that Kody had been drawn into the dark internet corners of the manosphere and conspiracy communities. He became fixated on disinformation and began spreading it to his family over time. Christine would not acquiesce to it, which further expanded the fault lines in their marriage. COVID rules and hypocrisy. Christine also wrote about how Kody and Robyn dealt with COVID behind the scenes, and the hypocrisy is mind-boggling. On camera, they pretended to be so concerned about CDC regulations and TLC's safety procedures. But in real life? They ignored vaccination despite the fact that TLC insisted on it to protect the crew. Rather than own up to their rebellion, they manipulated the narrative. When other family members got vaccinated, Kody and Robyn blamed them for attempting to infect them, when in fact, the vaccine did the opposite. It wasn't about health at all. It was simply another excuse for isolating and controlling. Christine was adamant, Kody and Robyn didn't really care about medical safety. They cared about having power within the family. By labeling others as dangerous, they were able to cut people off and maintain the spotlight on themselves. QAnon and the rabbit hole. But that's not all. As per Christine, Kody even got roped into QAnon conspiracy theories, the notorious online phenomenon that spread misinformation like wildfire. He was mimicking, "Where we go one, we go all," the QAnon catchphrase, and soaking up online falsehoods as if they were gospel truth. For people who are unaware, QAnon was basically a scam outed in the documentary Question Into the Storm by Cullen Hoback. The series revealed how anonymous Q drops were linked back to Ron Watkins, whom he used to send traffic to his site and gain traction, rather than to share any truth. But Kody gulped down these falsehoods whole, bringing Robyn along with him. A phone myth and fertility panic. If you thought that Kody admonishing Solomon regarding his phone was one of those odd dad moments, then think again. As McKelti reports, Robyn actually thinks that having a cell phone in your pocket will lead to men's infertility. She's sure it causes testicular cancer or lowers sperm counts. Here's the reality, mainstream science does not support this. Cell phones radiate non-ionizing radiation, which doesn't harm DNA in a manner that leads to cancer. At best, having a phone in your front pocket temporarily heats up the scrotum, but research has not established any lasting damage. The World Health Organization even researched the studies and concluded there is no definitive proof that phones destroy male fertility. But Kody and Robyn are not interested in medical reality. To them, internet gossip is sufficient to control their family's way of life, and to force their children into unwarranted paranoia. Kody and Robyn's war on modern medicine. Christine's book gives a chilling portrait. Kody and Robyn aren't merely vaccine skeptical, they're skeptical about medicine in general. They've defied physicians, dismissed mental health treatments, and opted for internet conspiracy theories instead of science. This philosophy isn't innocuous. It tore the Brown family apart during the pandemic, when Kody and Robyn labeled the vaccinated members as dangerous outsiders. Rather than bringing their family together during a crisis, they used conspiracy thinking to excuse division. Christine versus Janelle, a complex friendship. The cracks do not just appear with Kody and Robyn. Even among the wives, personality differences run deep. In one episode, McKelti noted how her mother, Christine, and Janelle could never really be friends. Why? Because Christine is a dreamer, boisterous, imaginative, and optimistic, whereas Janelle is practical, reserved, and analytical. They put up with one another for years due to common children and a common husband, but their hearts were always not in step. What's interesting is that McKelti points out David, Christine's new husband, might actually get along with Janelle more so than Christine ever did. David is outgoing, friendly, and the type of man people tend to gravitate toward. Janelle, even though she has issues with Christine, may well prefer David's company. Christine's independence versus Janelle's struggle. McKelti's comments hit hard. Christine and Janelle care for each other, but they were never true friends. Their bond came from circumstance, not compatibility. Christine is bold, imaginative, and emotionally expressive. Janelle is analytical, practical, and reserved. They raised kids side by side, but once the shared husband and household disappeared, their differences became impossible to ignore. Christine has subsequently attended therapy, remarried, and completely exited the cult-like thinking of polygamy. She's free. She promotes others, backs up women, and wishes happiness for all, even Mary and Janelle. But Janelle? She remains stuck in limbo. The cult programming that refuses to release. Janelle says she no longer believes in polygamy, but her own thinking is still muddled from years of cult programming. She even went so far as to say that legalizing polygamy would ruin it, because men would need to split wealth between different wives. And they'd never approve of that. That comment revealed the ugly reality. For most men in polygamy, it was not about faith or family. It was about power, money, and control. If polygamy equated legally sharing finances with multiple women, the men would opt out. Janelle still has that distorted paradigm, even as she attempts independence. It's evidence that the mental hold doesn't let go overnight after leaving a high-control religious environment. Christine's heart versus Janelle's pride. Christine wants to enable. She wants to assist. She's the kind of person who frets if a person is being manipulated or taken advantage of. That's why she spoke up about Kody manipulating Janelle. But rather than thankfulness, Janelle resents Christine's assistance. It's like taking help would acknowledge vulnerability, and vulnerability was not permitted in cult psychology. This is why their dynamic feels tense. Christine's warmth clashes with Janelle's pride. Christine encourages from a place of healing, but Janelle, still having the programming, hears it as judgment or pity, the great family illusion when you see TLC's scripted shows. It appears that Kody and Robyn are the ideal parents, making waffles, brushing hair, giving the kids off to school with love and smiles. But the reality, as McKelti verified, is that the scenes are faked. They're not everyday life. They're scripted scenes designed to enthrall viewers and make advertisers comfortable. The irony? The Happy Family clips showcase precisely what Kody does not do. He's not a father who prepares kids for school. He does not play superhero parent. He's not invested in his children's morning routines. And he only does those roles when a camera is focused on him. Smoke and mirrors, a TV family and a reality family, and the two are as different as chalk and cheese. Robyn's manipulation and excuses. Christine explained it clearly. Whenever Kody and Robyn are isolating, it's not rules, vaccines, or even health. It's excuses. Excuses to hide from family, excuses to control what's said, excuses to portray themselves as victims. Each choice was manipulated into a justification for why the other wives or kids were harmful. It never had anything to do with protection. It had to do with control. Janelle and Christine, support without friendship. It's worth noting, Christine and Janelle continue to support each other. They appear for each other when it counts. But it's not friendship as most people think of it. Their personalities are just too different. Christine is now doing well in her new marriage, happier and freer than ever. Janelle, on the other hand, is stuck in the middle, attempting to regain autonomy but still influenced by the years of cult behaviors and Kody's manipulations. Their relationship is based on their children and shared past, not compatibility. And as time goes on, that gulf has only widened. Why TLC keeps the cameras rolling? TLC is aware of the truth. They are aware Kody doesn't do these morning routines. They know the wives aren't friends. But the show is sustained by created drama and choreographed family moments. If Kody and Robyn's life is poisonous and fractured, the cameras cut to scripted smiles. If Christine and Janelle are in pain, they frame it as sister-wife support. The staging is not an error, it is part of the process. And the more the audience consumes the illusion, the longer TLC can draw out the narrative. The chains of polygamy. One of the most sorrowful realities of this tale is the way that polygamy reprograms the women's self-concepts. They were instructed not to doubt the priesthood, not to rebuke, not to be weak. Independence was to be lauded, but solely in the warped meaning of enduring silently as opposed to actually being independent. Christine has escaped that. Therapy, remarriage, and distance have exited her out of the mentality. She now encourages others, publicly protests, and will not allow Kody's manipulation to define her. But Janelle? She is still in chains. Her freedom is true in some respects. Financially, she's more practical than Christine, but psychologically, she's still bound by the programming. That's the reason she bristles when Christine attempts to assist. On the inside, Janelle has not fully forgotten the rules of the system that bound her for decades. Kody and Robyn's deadly legend. At the same time, Kody and Robyn distort reality. They advertise themselves as prudent, safety first, responsible parents. In reality, they're peddling conspiracy theories, building walls around themselves, and calling others dangerous, all while ignoring simple medical precautions. They stage family moments for TLC, then go and split up the actual family in private. They promote pseudoscience regarding phones and infertility and disregard actual medical recommendations. They become victims, when in fact, they're the ones who create chaos. It's not hypocrisy, it's manipulation. And that's why Christine, Janelle, and the rest are still sorting out the mess left by Kody. The final curtain. So what is it all? It's that what we watch on TLC isn't reality. Kody brushing his son's hair, Robyn waking Ariella up, Kody messing with waffles, all of it being done for cameras. It means Kody and Robyn's so-called health concerns and safety concerns are disguises for more sinister plots and excuses to split the family. It means Christine was right, the cracks in the family weren't logistic. They were logistic proof. They were about trust, truth, and control. Kody and Robyn opted for control and fantasy. Christine opted for freedom and truth. And that's why, today, fans get to see reality beneath the reality show, a family divided not only by polygamy, but by deceptions, manipulation, and conspiracies. So I want to hear from you now. What do you think about Kody and Robyn's scripted family scenes, their conspiracy-fueled beliefs, and the way they manipulated health regulations to justify isolation? Do you think TLC should continue putting on these illusions, or is it time to blow the lid on things? Share your opinions in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and press the bell icon so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching. Let's keep blowing the lid off things together.